It all started with a seat. Not a desk, not a grade, not a pencil, just a seat, but in room 204 of Jefferson High. That one ordinary seat held the power to expose the deepest prejudices, stir the quietest fears, and ignite a storm of tension that no one in the classroom could have predicted. The morning sun poured through tall windows, casting golden streaks on polished floors. Students stumbled in from the cold halls, chatter bouncing off lockers and walls, laughter punctuated by the occasional squeak of sneakers and slam of backpack straps. The air smelled faintly of chalk, freshly polished floors, and Miss Hartman's coffee mug. Left steaming on the front desk, everyone was excited for a fresh start after winter break. Everyone except Chloe Reynolds. Chloe's eyes flicked at the seating chart, landing on one name, and her chest tightened. Marcus Davis, 15 years old, African-American, with a mop of curls and a quiet, thoughtful expression. Normally, Chloe could glide past such details without noticing. But today, for reasons she didn't fully understand, sitting next to him felt impossible. A strange knot of fear and discomfort twisted in her stomach. Her gaze darted around the room, scanning for an escape. Students laughed and swapped stories, oblivious to the tension growing in her chest. Some leaned on desks, others whispered to friends. But Chloe couldn't focus on anything but the realization that she had to share a space with Marcus. She couldn't. She just couldn't. The bell rang, slicing through the air like a sharp exhale, and Miss Hartman, tall with kind eyes and a calming presence, began calling roll. Marcus Davis? Here, Marcus replied, his voice soft but steady, a polite smile tugging at the corner of his mouth. Chloe swallowed hard, her lips trembling slightly. Chloe Reynolds. Her friend Jessica leaned in, whispering, "What's wrong?" Chloe shook her head, whispering back, I just can't sit there." The classroom went dead silent. All eyes turned toward Chloe. Marcus furrowed his brows in confusion, clutching his notebook tighter. He wasn't sure what he had done to make her recoil. Miss Hartman approached with a steady stride. "Chloe, that's your seat. Marcus is next to you." I can't," Chloe repeated, almost pleading. Gasps, stifled whispers, and sideways glances swept across the room. Some students tried not to look. Others couldn't tear their eyes away. The tension was thick enough to taste. Marcus remained silent, exhaling slowly, a flicker of understanding crossing his face. He already knew this moment wasn't about him. Miss Hartman took a measured breath. "All right, Chloe. If you're uncomfortable, let's adjust. You move 2 seats to the left, Marcus. You remain here." Chloe moved reluctantly, mumbling under her breath. While Marcus released a soft sigh of relief, he didn't celebrate. He simply understood that this was the start of something much bigger than a seating issue. What Chloe, the students, and even most of Miss Hartman's class didn't know was that this moment was planting the seeds for lessons in courage, humility, and surprise. Marcus wasn't just a quiet student. He had a hidden skill that would soon leave everyone in awe. Have you ever seen someone refuse to sit next to another person just because of the way they look? How would you have reacted if you were the teacher or a classmate? Share your thoughts below. Your perspective matters. Marcus isn't just another quiet student. In time, he will do something that shocks everyone, including Chloe, in a way no one saw coming. Hey there, my wonderful family and friends. Welcome back. If you're ready to dive into today's story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments where you're tuning in from. I love seeing where everyone's watching. And guess what? There's another amazing story coming your way tomorrow. One you definitely don't want to miss. Alright then, let's get started. The morning dragged on, but tension lingered like a shadow in Miss Hartman's classroom. Chloe couldn't stop stealing glances at Marcus. Every time he smiled faintly at a question or wrote something in his notebook, her stomach twisted. She didn't understand why one seat, one tiny change, felt so destabilizing. Marcus, for his part, focused quietly on the lesson, pretending not to notice the glances, pretending that the subtle judgment in the room didn't sting. But he did notice, not in anger, but in that strange, calm way people do when they know the world is watching. He knew today could go two ways. Either he remained invisible, or he revealed something no one expected. And today, he chose the latter. It started when Miss Hartman asked the class to present their winter break reflection, a short story, poem, or drawing. Chloe groaned under her breath, rolling her eyes. She had scribbled a few lines about her vacation but wasn't confident in her work. Marcus, on the other hand, carefully opened his notebook, revealing a full-page sketch that took Chloe's breath away. It wasn't just any drawing. His pencils and colors had captured something breathtaking. A heroic African-American teen standing atop a mountain, holding a flag of hope as sunlight breaks through storm clouds. Every detail, the wind in the hair, the glint in the eyes, the movement of the cape, radiated talent. It was mesmerizing. Miss Hartman walked around, pausing by Marcus. "Would you like to share this with the class?" she asked gently. Marcus hesitated for a heartbeat, then nodded slowly, deliberately. He turned the page and projected the image for everyone to see. The room froze. Chloe's jaw dropped. Jessica whispered, "Wow, is that him?" Whispers spread like wildfire. Some students leaned forward, eyes wide. Others exchanged shocked glances. Marcus's talent, hidden in plain sight, was undeniable, and it hit Chloe like a physical blow. The boy she had avoided, judged silently, was capable of creating something extraordinary. The first shocking twist landed hard. Chloe's discomfort transformed into guilt and curiosity all at once. She had judged Marcus without knowing the full story. And now the room, including her closest friends, was witnessing it firsthand. Miss Hartman smiled knowingly, her eyes scanning the students' reactions. "Class, talent isn't measured by appearances. Friendships are who you choose to sit next to. Sometimes it's hidden where we least expect it." Chloe felt heat rise in her cheeks. She wanted to shrink into her seat, vanish completely, but something deep inside told her she couldn't. After class, Marcus packed his notebook carefully, unaware that Chloe lingered behind, gathering courage to speak. When she finally approached, she stammered, Marcus, your drawing. It's amazing. I didn't expect." Marcus looked up, calm and kind. "Thank you. Most people don't, but it's okay. You're not the first to misjudge me." Chloe swallowed hard, shame and curiosity swirling together. Something had shifted, not just in her, but in the classroom. That single seat she had avoided suddenly seemed meaningless. Have you ever underestimated someone and then been completely shocked by their talent or abilities? How did it make you feel afterward? Comment below. Your story might inspire someone else. Marcus's hidden talent will soon set off a twist, involving a class-wide competition that Chloe never thought she'd participate in, and it will challenge her even further. A week later, Miss Hartman announced something unexpected. "Class, Jefferson High will be holding a school-wide art and innovation showcase next Friday. I'd like each of you to participate. This is your chance to express yourself creatively, honestly, and courageously." A low murmur filled the room. Some students groaned, others perked up with excitement. Chloe, however, felt a jolt of panic. She wasn't an artist. She wasn't a creator. She wasn't Marcus. Marcus, on the other hand, sat with quiet confidence, his notebook open, already planning sketches that no one had yet seen. The attention he had garnered last week was still fresh in the room's memory, and whispers followed him wherever he went, yet he seemed unfazed, almost serene, as if the challenge was exactly what he had been waiting for. Chloe glanced at him across the classroom. She swallowed nervously. She knew she couldn't avoid him anymore. This was a shared experience, and something deep inside told her she would learn more about him in the coming days than she ever expected. The week passed in a blur of preparation. Marcus worked diligently, his hands flying across pages, his focus unmatched. Chloe, reluctantly, sketched a basic landscape, wishing she could find the confidence to match him. But she couldn't. Finally, the showcase day arrived. The gym was decorated with banners, tables filled with art, and nervous students clustered in small groups. Parents and teachers roamed the aisles, cameras poised to capture everything. Chloe's heart pounded as she positioned her sketch on the display board, her hands trembling when Marcus's piece was revealed. A collective gasp filled the room. It was a life-sized interactive digital artwork. His superhero creation from last week had been transformed into a motion piece, complete with animated clouds, waving flags, and an inspiring soundtrack. Every detail radiated emotion, passion, and storytelling brilliance. The audience leaned in, eyes wide, whispers of "How did he do that?" and "He's incredible" spreading like wildfire. Chloe felt her stomach twist. She had underestimated him, and now the entire school was witnessing his genius. Miss Hartman smiled, stepping up to the microphone. "Class, this year's showcase is judged by a special guest, the district's art and innovation coordinator, who also happens to be the founder of a youth mentorship program for gifted teens, and guess what? He's particularly interested in one student today." All eyes turned to Marcus. Chloe's jaw dropped. The guest walked over, leaning down to Marcus. "I've been following your work online," he said. "Your talent is rare. I'd like to offer you a scholarship and mentorship. Full funding to a summer program in New York City." The room erupted. Gasps, clapping, and whispers cascaded across the gym. Chloe's mind raced. Marcus, the same boy she had judged unfairly, was being recognized at the national level, and she had almost ignored him entirely because of a seat. Chloe felt a mixture of awe, guilt, and inspiration. She realized that judgment could blind even the brightest moments, and the classroom she had feared was now transformed into a stage for courage, discovery, and recognition. Later, she approached Marcus again, more humbled than before. I can't believe this. Your work. It's amazing," she admitted. Marcus smiled, calm and genuine. "Thanks, Chloe. Just remember, everyone has something that surprises people. You just have to give them the chance." Have you ever been completely surprised by someone you underestimated? How did it change the way you saw them or yourself? Comment below and share your experience. The scholarship and recognition for Marcus set the stage for the shocking twist, which will challenge Chloe and Marcus in a way no one expects, and push the story toward its climax. The gym was still buzzing from the showcase. Marcus's work had drawn attention from students, teachers, and parents alike. He moved through the crowd, polite and composed, answering questions and accepting congratulations. Chloe followed at a distance, her thoughts swirling. She was proud, amazed, and if she was honest, a little ashamed of how she had treated him. But just as the excitement seemed to settle, an unexpected tension cut through the room. A student, Tyler, a classmate known for stirring drama, stepped forward, holding up a photo he claimed to have found on social media. It was a digital alteration of Marcus's artwork, framed to look like it was copied from a professional artist online. Tyler's voice rang out, loud and accusatory. "Everyone, look. This isn't even his work. He's lying." Gasps erupted. Whispers filled the room, and Marcus froze. Chloe's heart sank. She had already judged him once. Now the entire school seemed ready to condemn him without a second thought. Miss Hartman stepped in immediately, raising her hands to quiet the crowd. "Let's give Marcus a chance to explain before jumping to conclusions." Marcus took a deep breath. Calm, steady, he turned to the audience. "Yes, the reference exists online. I studied it, but I transformed it. Every animation, every detail, every emotion you see here is my own. I'll prove it." The shockwave rippled through the room. He opened his laptop, connecting it to a projector, and replayed the entire creation process, layer by layer, brushstroke by brushstroke. The crowd watched the magic unfold. Every line his own, every color intentional. The proof was undeniable. Tyler, who had tried to humiliate Marcus, now looked foolish. The crowd's judgment shifted instantly. Disbelief turned into applause. Marcus's talent wasn't just real, it was extraordinary. Chloe felt tears prick her eyes. She realized how quickly assumptions and prejudice could cloud perception. Later, away from the crowd, Chloe approached Marcus, her voice quiet. I can't believe I almost ignored you. I judged you for no reason. I'm so sorry." Marcus smiled, gentle and forgiving. It's okay, Chloe. Everyone learns. The important thing is we don't stop seeing people for who they really are. The moment wasn't just a personal victory. It was a lesson for the whole class. Courage, honesty, and talent can shine through even the darkest whispers of doubt. And sometimes the most powerful stories come from those we least expect. By the end of the day, Marcus was more than a talented student. He had become a symbol of resilience, patience, and the ability to rise above bias, a hero in his own right. Admired not only for his art but for the grace and integrity he had shown. Have you ever seen someone falsely accused or misunderstood, only for the truth to come out in a shocking way? How did it change how you view them? Share your thoughts. Your story could inspire someone today. With Marcus vindicated and Chloe humbled. Next, we will show the final emotional closure, highlighting growth, mutual respect, and the positive lessons learned from a moment that began with a simple seat. The next morning at Jefferson High, the air felt lighter. The tension from the previous week had dissolved, replaced with something rare: respect, understanding, and a sense of shared growth. Students lingered in the hallways, talking in low voices, smiling more genuinely. Even Chloe noticed a difference as she walked to class. She spotted Marcus sitting at his desk, sketchbook open as always. Quietly adding details to a new superhero illustration, she took a deep breath, her nerves tingling with a mix of humility and determination. Today, she wasn't avoiding him. Today, she wanted to start over. "Hey, Marcus," Chloe said softly. He looked up, a small, welcoming smile crossing his face. "Hey, Chloe," he replied, eyes kind but curious. I wanted to apologize," she said, fidgeting with her backpack straps, "for how I acted, for judging you, and for making things harder than they needed to be." Marcus's smile widened, but it was gentle and understanding. "It's okay. We all make mistakes. The important thing is learning from them." Chloe nodded, relief washing over her. She felt lighter than she had in days. As if a weight had been lifted, the bell rang, signaling the start of class. Miss Hartman began taking attendance, and Chloe noticed something remarkable. Students who had previously whispered and avoided Marcus now offered him smiles, even small greetings. The boy who had been underestimated, sidelined, and doubted had earned something far more meaningful than applause: respect and recognition from peers who had learned a powerful lesson themselves. Later, during lunch, Chloe found herself sitting at the same table as Marcus, Jessica, and a few other classmates. They laughed over stories of winter break, trading jokes and sharing snacks. Chloe realized that their friendship wasn't just about proximity, it was about understanding, empathy, and seeing someone for who they truly are. And Marcus? He was thriving. The showcase's recognition had opened doors, yes, but it also gave him confidence that extended beyond his art. He began mentoring younger students in digital drawing and animation, encouraging them to pursue their talents regardless of judgment or bias. Chloe, inspired by his courage and grace, joined a creative club herself, discovering she had a knack for storytelling and writing. Together, they began collaborating on projects, combining her words with his visuals. The very seed she had once feared now symbolized connection, growth, and the unexpected bonds that form when people give each other a chance. As the day ended, Chloe and Marcus walked out of the classroom together, laughing. The sun cast warm, golden light over the school courtyard, highlighting the smiles of students who had learned something far bigger than art: the importance of kindness, humility, and breaking down invisible walls of prejudice. And for the first time, Chloe realized something essential. It had only taken a simple classroom seat to change lives. Hers, Marcus's, and the entire school's. Have you ever had an experience where someone surprised you so completely that it changed the way you think or act? How did it impact your relationships afterward? Share your story below. Let's celebrate those moments of growth together. A single act of judgment can have consequences, but openness, empathy, and giving people a chance can transform misunderstandings into respect, friendships, and lasting inspiration.
Thank you for watching all the way through. If this story moved you, the next one will surprise you in ways you won't expect. Go ahead and click the video on your screen. Your next story awaits.